and then next basic port numbers, and then all these topics we are discussed for both sections. Next I will share the screen. We will discuss about the UDP. Okay, I will share the screen. It's visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, previous classes we have discussed what is the position of TCP, UDP. Up to this slide we have discussed. Next we are going to discuss about the next topic is a UDP. UDP means user datagram protocol. It is also called as a connectionless protocol. Already I told no what UDP means, which is going to transmit between the sender and receiver in the on the basis of connectionless protocol, and it is also called as a unreliable transmission between the sender and receiver. Unreliable means based upon the if it is assigned as a wireless transmission means the data transmission within the particular time duration, the data cannot be reached the particular destination. If you are using the wired transmission means within a particular time duration, the data can be reached the destination. If you are using the connectionless protocol means based upon that due to some issues, signal issues means, for example, we can say in the mobile itself due to network issue, some based upon if any tower in a particular place, any tower issue means we can't able to receive the particular message on a particular time itself. Based upon that, that is a process of a connectionless protocol. It is a unreliable transport protocol. Okay, it does not add anything of the services of the IP except to provide the process to process communication instead of host to host communication. In the we are at the time of connectionless protocol, there is no usage of IP configuration. We want to if we are using TCP protocol means we want to configure for both the client and server. For each and every client server, what are the server it is assigned, what are the clients to be connected to the particular server means we want to configure the particular IP address to all the clients, or else we are using the internet means based upon the internet IP address to be shared to all the systems based upon the IP address and then port number to be shared to all the services. If you are using the UDP means there is no usage of configuration of IP services to all the systems. It is a DHCP or internet is enabled automatically with the help of mobile services. Okay, here we are going to here also we are going to connect process to process communication with the help of connectionless protocol. Okay, what are the topics we are going to discuss today? UDP means well-known port for UDP. What are the port numbers are used for UDP process? And then what do you mean by user datagram? And then checksum. What do you mean by checksum? And then what are the UDP operation? And then users of UDP. These are the topics we are going to discuss today class. Okay. Okay, well-known port means here we are assigning the process, we are assigning the port number for each and every protocol. Based upon that, that process can be used as a that particular port number. See, previous class itself we have discussed the port number 13 is used as a date time. Okay, here each and every 7 is used as a echo. Echo means what? For example, we are sending the message to particular receiver means that same message will be reflected to the particular sender. That is a echo message. Okay, echoes as receives a datagram back to the sender. Whatever the message sent by the sender, that same message will be echoed to the particular sender. Okay, if a particular message, for example, I am sending hi message to receiver means that same message will be reflected to the particular sender. So that is a port number 7 is assigned as a this will be the default port number. Commonly used port numbers I am given the commonly used port number. What are the commonly we are using, rarely recently using, continuously using? What are the port numbers? That port numbers with the protocol, what is the protocol to be used? for particular port number, and then what is the description of the particular protocol, what is the process or what is the operation can be performed in the particular port number. Okay, here and then port number 9 is used to discard the datagram operation. If a particular sender and receiver the messages can be transmitted with the help of any process, means you want to discard the particular message, means you want to use the port number 9 is used as a port to discard any datagram that is received. Okay, and then 11 is you can find the users, active users, what are the users connected to the particular systems. So for example, we have one server is there. From that, totally 10 clients are there, which is to connect all the clients. Instead of connecting all the clients, we can see the particular only 5 to 6 clients are connected. Means use with the help of that we can be able to tell the particular active clients, active users are only 5 to 6 users. So based upon that port number 11, we can identify the particular user or active users. And then date time means we want to connect the particular return the current system date and time. We want to return the current system date and time. Whatever the system date and time, that will be returned as a date time. Date time means with that port number 13 will be used as a date and time. Current system date and time will be returned. And then 17 is used as a returned as a port of a day. Based upon the particular port will be returned as a port number 17. And then 19 means it returns any string of characters. What are the characters? If you are typing your name, means that will be written in the port number 19. Okay, and then 53 is used as a name server. Name server means what are the, if you are using the domain name service, means based upon the particular name domain name server will be written as a name server. Okay, port number 53 is used as a name server name. Okay, and then 67 is used as a boot PS. Boot PS means bootstrap information for server. So it is assigned as a boot PS. It is assigned 67 is used for server port. Okay, and then same 68 is used for client process. Boot PC for client confirmation. If you are downloading any information from boot server or boot information, means you want to use the 67 port number. And then from the client side you are using, means you want to use the 68 port number. And then 69, which is used as a trivial file transfer protocol. Trivial means which is going to transmit the data from client to server or server to client. It is the file transfer between the one system to another system. We are using, for that you are using the port number 69. And then 111 is used as a remote procedure call. Remote procedure call means what? Based upon that we are connecting in the network, we can able to connect the one particular system with the help of a particular IP address. With the help of that we can able to access the particular system in the remote process. Okay, based upon that we can able to share the data from particular system to another system. For example, we can say as a in live time we are using any disk. If any particular problem in a particular system, means with the help of remote access we are using any disk application. With the help of any disk we can able to access the particular system in anywhere else with the help of internet. Okay, with the help of internet only we can able to use the any disk software. Okay, and then 123 is a network time protocol. Network time protocol in the sense we are going to access the particular network in a particular duration, means that will return the, if any network failure, means based upon that the time in the network time, what is the duration or failure in the network time, that will be written in the 123 protocol. And then 161 is used as a SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol. That is a simple network management protocol is used to manage the particular network within a LAN to LAN or from WAN to WAN. All this process can be carried with the help of SNMP. And then 162 is used as a trap. Trap means it is same as SNMP. It is used as a duplicate process to share the data between the sender to receiver. Okay. Okay, between the sender to receiver, the data can be shared between the sender to receiver. So 61 and 62 as a same process which is used to share the data within a network process. These are the process, these are the port number which is used regularly for sharing the data between sender and receiver. Okay. Next, here example they are given as a, in Unix, the well-known ports are stored in the file called as a etc services. Okay, each line in this file gives the name of the server and the well-known port number. We can use the grub utility to extract the line corresponding to the desired application. Okay, the following shows the port number for FTP. For port number grep, you are using the in the command prompt. We can use the grep command with the which is used to as a port number 21. It's either it can be used as a UDP protocol or TCP protocol. Okay. If you are using a grep command means dollar symbol, grep command means FTP /etc/services means based upon that will return the what are the files to be used in the grep command. That will return the FTP 21 port number FTP file transfer protocol. It uses the port number 21 /TCP protocol. It's the same for TCP and UDP. The FTP protocol uses the port number as a 21. Okay, and then same here 161 and then 162 as a different purpose. So here we are using the grep command in the command prompt as a $grep snmp /etc/services. We can use this example. We can use in the normal command prompt itself. If you use this command means this result will be displayed in the command prompt. Grep command and then snmp etc/service. What are the grep command with the particular services are running? Okay, and then SNTP 161/TCP. TCP is used as a, and then finally, and then another UDP also uses a, and then SNMP trap is which is used for UDP. This what are the commands is used within the 161, and then what are the purpose of the different purpose which is using the port number that will be displayed with the help of grep command. You can able to understand? You have any doubt in this example? Okay, this is the next. This is a header format for UDP datagram. Header format means we have already discussed in the IPv4 header format and then IPv6 header format. Same like likewise. Yeah, this is the UDP. It is a UDP header format. This header will be assigned as a 8-byte address and then data. This 8-byte header will be combined together, which is assigned to the source port number and then destination port number. And then finally total length and then checksum value. Checksum value means based upon the data transmission between the sender and receiver. If any errors are occur means based upon the checksum value it will be directed. So the UDP length will be assigned as a IP length minus IP header length. IP length means total length minus header length. Header length means what is the header length we are assigning, that will be deducted from the total length. So UDP length will be assigned as a total UDP length equal to IP length minus IP header length. So here we are assigning the source port number 16-bit and then destination port number 16-bit and then total length of the data to be transmitted is 16-bit for checksum 16-bit. For each and every data there will be allocating of all 16 bits. For if you are using a source address or either port number, destination, total bit for each and every bit, there will be assigning as a 16-bit address. Okay, this is the header format for UDP datagram. Okay, and then this is the pseudocode header for checksum calculation. Within a checksum calculation means how they are calculating the header in the form of pseudocode header. See here pseudocode header means we are assigning the 32-bit address, IP address, source IP address, and then 32-bit destination IP address, and then all zeros. And zeros means based upon zeros and ones conversion, and then 8-bit protocol. 8-bit protocol is used as a TCP or UDP protocol, and then 16-bit is used as a UDP total length. Here same that checksum value will be divided into this type of process. Okay, here also the header will be source port address 16-bit, destination port address 16-bit, and then UDP total length also will be assigned as a 16-bit, and then checksum at the time of transmission any errors are occurred means based upon checksum it will be assigned as a 16-bit. Here padding means it is used as a data bit is used as a data, which is padding must be added to the data with the help of 16-bit. Okay, if you are using the header port number, source port number means what are the data to be assigned as a source IP address and then source port number, which is to be transmitted to the destination. So here instead of IP address we are assigning here as a port number. With the help of port number only the data will be transmitted from source to destination. Okay, based upon the destination port number the data will be which is going to be transmitted from source to destination. Here data is assigned as a what are the original data, original message to be transmitted from source to destination. This is a pseudo code for header checksum calculation. How we are assigning the pseudo header for checksum calculation. You have any doubt in this diagram, in this header format? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, next we can see the example. We are in this example how we are going to in the figure we can say the checksum calculation very smaller user with only 7 bytes of data, because number of bytes is data is odd, padding is added, checks for checksum calculation, the pseudocode header as well as padding will be dropped when the user datagram delivered to the IP. Okay, here we are assigning the data for each and every here we are assigning, see in the header format 153.18.8.105. so we are assigning first two part will be assigned as a network IP address and then user IP address will be next IP address. So based upon that for each and everything there will be a conversion of zeros and ones. So 153.18 will be converted as a zeros and ones. See 153.18 will be converted as zeros and ones means that equivalent for 153 is 1001 1001, that equivalent for binary conversion. We can this is a decimal value, we can able to convert as a normal binary conversion means this equivalent to 153 value is 1001 and then 1001 is equivalent to 153, and then 18 for 18 is if you are using as a 8-bit value, so for 18 it is assigned as a 6-bit value means remaining bits will be added as a, if remaining before we want to add as a 0. For example for the decimal 8, for example decimal 8 is the binary value is 10040 zeros means if you are using 8-bit value means so we are adding the 4 zeros before that value. For next bit see 8 for 8 it is assigned as a 100, which is a correct binary value. Before that 8 we want to add the 4 zeros for equivalent for 8-bit value, and then 105 is converted to binary value same way, and then next by IP address is 171.2 2 will be assigned conversion as a binary value, and then 14.10 and then conversion as a binary value, and then zeros means and then 17 0 means all will be 0 will be assigned as a 0, and then equivalent 17 will be assigned as a binary value, and then 15 all total length will be assigned as a 15 will be separate will be assigned as a 15. So before that value will be assigned as a 0, all 0 8-bit value will be 0, and then equivalent for 15 will be equivalent to for 15 will be for 4 ones, before that 4 ones 4 zeros will be added. Okay, and then 1087 is a source port number. Source port number is a assigned here as a 1087, and then destination port number is assigned as a 13, and then total length will be assigned as a 15. Here total length will be assigned as a UDP datagram which is assigned as a total length, and then all zeros will be assigned as a checksum value. So 16-bit data will be splitted into 8-bit data and then 8-bit data. So this 16-bit data will be splitted into two parts, 8-bit data and then 8-bit data. And then next T and E. T is equivalent to the values which is used as a header value T, and then E, and then S equivalent to S and T, and then here I N will be assigned as a separate, and then G and O will be assigned as a the padding process, it is optional value. Finally the conversion will be all this combined together, it is some value will be some will be calculated. The checksum means what are the values coming from that will be converted from zeros and ones. See here some value will be 1001 0110, there is a some value, and then next 8-bit value is 111011. This is the sum value for all the bits summed to the value which is the final value. This conversion of checksum value means it is conversion from zeros on ones. If it is the sum value is 1 means that is converted 0. So if it is 0 means that will be converted to 1. So the sum value, what is the sum value? 1001 0110 means that is converted to wherever ones means that will be converted to 0. Wherever 0 means that is converted to ones. Okay, whatever the value will be in the sum value that will be converted to zeros and ones, that is the checksum value. Okay, finally we are adding the all the process that we are finding the sum and checksum value. In this example, how we are calculating, how we are converting the bits conversion from decimal to binary, and then from the binary we are using as a splitted into 8-bit and then 8-bit data that will be added, and then we are finally we are summing the all the values, and then after some process we are converting as a checksum value. Okay, and then what are the queues in UDP means here what are the queue means here date time client is assigned as a outgoing queue which is assigned as a port number 52,000. This is the UDP process, and then incoming port, this is the from date time client to this is going to UDP process outgoing queue, which is from the UDP the IP address or address 52,000 which is going to the date time client. So it is 52,000 is assigned as a address IP address which is the incoming port to the date time client. So same process which is used in the server side. This is the process come in the process done in the your client side, which is and then process done in the server side means what are the process means from the date time server the outgoing queue which is assigned as a port number 13, and then it will be sending the port number 13 to as a queue. So the current date and time will be from this example what we are going to see means from the client side they are sending the request to the server to find the current date and time. So with the help of this we can able to find the current the server will display the reply as a current date and time of the system. Okay, this is a operation performed between the client and the server. here incoming queue which is transmitted from here means UDP which is transmitted 13 will be transmitted to server means based upon that the server will reply the uh, current date and time of the system. Up to this the UDP topic is over. You have any doubt in this UDP topic? Up to this we have discussed about the UDP topics. First of all, what do you mean by UDP, and then what are the well-known ports used in the UDP, and then with the example how we are using the grep command. Grep, with the help of grep command, what are the process to be generated, and then UDP header format, what is the process used in the UDP, or total length, what are the process in the conversion from source to destination, how the length, how many bits are used in the source header, and then destination header, total length, all this process in the UDP datagram format, and then pseudocode for checksum calculation, how we are calculating between the source to destination. This example, with the help of this pseudocode header only, this example is generated. Here we are assigning the 32-bit source IP address. We are in this format only. We are assigning with this format pseudocode calculation only. This example is generated. Okay, with the help of that pseudocode header only, this example we are given how we are calculating a conversion of a decimal to binary conversion, and then from binary to how we are calculating the sum value, from the finally sum value to checksum calculation, and then finally queues in UDP, how we are calculating, how we are transmitting the request from client side to server side, and then same way from server to client side, how we are transmitting the data, how we are displaying the date and time from server to client. Based upon that, we can get from the server side, we can able to get the current system date and time from the server to client process. Okay, up to this UDP topic is completed. You have any doubt? You have any doubt means you can ask me. Regarding UDP topic, you have any doubt means you can ask me. No doubt, huh? No doubt means we can wind up the session. Okay, I will stop the sharing sheet. You have any doubt means okay, pa. Okay, thank you to all.